Have to work 40 hours a week just so I can have a place to live. 40 hours a week makes me $2,000 a month, and my rent is $1,660.
I don't care how nothing gets paid. I'm going to go get my nails fixed. I'm going to take my stepdaughter over to an adventure park to celebrate her 15th birthday that we didn't get to celebrate yet.
I don't know that the average American doesn't have any money left over, if but maybe $200 or $300 left after they get paid.
The biggest lie we're told today is that if you just get a job, you'll be fine. Right now across America, people are clocking in every single day. Yet millions are completely broke because the basic cost of surviving has pushed total U.S. household debt to a terrifying record of $18.8 trillion. It's not a lack of effort. The economy has simply shifted under our feet. Before we uncover the shocking reasons behind this wealth killer and how people plan to survive it, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel with the bell notification turned on. The hard truth is that the modern math just doesn't work anymore. To comfortably afford a typical home today, you need to earn an income of $121,400. But the average American is only pulling in about $84.00, forcing rent prices to skyrocket across the states. Add to that grocery bills that have locked in at 18% higher than just a few years ago, and minimum wages simply can't withstand the pressure.
Is $290.
$290 a week. Who the is living on $290 a week? That's bananas. So yes, you definitely need to bring up that minimum wage to at least a reasonable. The minimum wage has not kept up. Had our Congress raised the federal minimum wage at the same rate that GDP has grown since the 1960s, the minimum wage would be $22 an hour federally. The federal minimum wage would be $22 an hour. Instead, it's $7.25 an hour. $7.25 an hour.
I have to work 40 hours a week just so I can have a place to live. 40 hours a week makes me $2,000 a month, and my rent is $1,660. So I work 40 hours a week so I can have a 2-bedroom apartment and an extra $300 a month. Like, it doesn't cover my phone, internet, food, you know? So not only do I not have any extra money, but just working makes me so exhausted that I don't have time either. Like, I get off work at 5:30, come home, and I'm just so tired. Anything that I need to do outside of work, I then just push off to like the weekends, and I'm like, I'm just too tired to do this after work. I'll wait until Saturday. So then I end up with so much to do on the weekend that ends up having to be split into 2 days. So I have to do stuff on both Saturday and Sunday. So then I don't get a day off. I don't get a day to relax. I don't get to decompress. So it is really like working 7 days a week.
Don't get me wrong, I love being single and I love living alone. It's great, it's fantastic, but it's expensive. I just spent $600 on brakes on my car, just on the front part of the car, because I couldn't afford all 4 brakes and axles and rotors and whatever the... And then now I just paid my car payment, which is $500, so I just blew $1,100 in like 3 hours, and it wasn't even like fun, you know? Sorry, it's just so overwhelming. Like, you work and 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 you work, and it's just to pay off like your basic necessities. And you can't, like, in this city that I live in, public transport, please. If I were to do public transport, it's like asking to get rate, and I really shouldn't be crying because now I have to go to another work event, and now I'm gonna be all puffy. I'm just... Living is so expensive. Just keeping yourself alive and floating is so expensive. And what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted is if I were to take public transport here, especially for my job requires a car. I have to have a bunch of that I have to lug with me for work.
If you're making less than $10,000 a month in America right now, you're not living. That's like, I've come to the conclusion that the new baseline salary for an employee should be 10 bands a month.
In Detroit, Michigan, and just like any other people that live here, I need to come up with $4,000 per month in order to pay for just all my basic necessities and what I need to pay for and able to live and survive. My rent is $1,700 a month. Groceries for me and my entire family is $600 per month. My utilities in total is $300 per month. I have to pay for our car insurance, I have to pay for health insurance, I have to pay for all our hygiene products and basic necessities. Even when you have a decent job, you still have to take on a second job and work yourself to the bone in order to survive and provide for your family, which is actually just insane. How have prices gone this high? Especially in an area that people consider cheap. This is not cheap living.
Why the average American family is living paycheck to paycheck, it's not because they're overspending, it's because of health insurance and taxes. If a couple makes $85,000, their employers see their total compensation as $114,000. And do you know why? Because a family of four's employer contribution for their healthcare premium is $20,000. And they sometimes include their half of the payroll, which would be $6,500. And let's say you contribute to your 401k, that'd be $2,550, $114,000. And yet the couple's gross is $85,000. Now the couple has to take out their deductions. Health insurance, almost $7,000. 401k, if you do 6% of the total, $5,100. And then their side of the payroll tax, which is FICA, another $6,500. Federal, only $1,200 because of child tax credits and standard deduction, and then state income tax for a lot of Americans, let's say $1,500. They walk away with $64,000 in their pocket. Total compensation $114, walk away with $64,000, which is 56% of their income. And I understand you have to pay health insurance, you got to do your 401k, that's really smart. You're left with $5,333. Let's say your housing is $2,000 a month with utilities. You have one child in daycare for $1,000, family of four eating groceries $800. Let's say you have one vehicle with insurances and gas, that's $800. Let's say you have $400 of miscellaneous stuff that you need every single month, and then you have $200 for cell phones, is $5,200. You're left with $133 a month when your total compensation as a couple is $114,000, because nearly $43,000 was taken for health insurance and taxes.
Landlords, you're not checking our credit score anymore. You're checking our blood pressure. You want 3 times the monthly income to rent some of these places. Average rent in America just hit $3,000. So $9,000 a month. The average American is not making that kind of money.
Excuse me, how much do you pay for rent in New York?
$7,000.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Okay, can I get a tour of your apartment, please?
Sure. Come on. Let me show you my apartment. And this is
Wow.
2 weeks away from moving to New York, and no one told me that there's a big ass difference from going to Los Angeles to New York. I mean, if you think you had a little bit of money, New York rent prices will humble you. So let me give you guys a little tour of my current LA apartment, tell you how much I pay, and then I'll share how much more my rent will be in New York. 1 bed, 1 bath in downtown LA, and I pay about $3,400 a month. That does include parking and the amenities, does not include utilities. So all in all, with utilities and everything, I'm about $3,600 a month. Now, as I said, I'm moving to New York in 2 weeks, and I have been apartment hunting. Well, to get a studio out there, you're looking at easily $4K a month. Now, we'll be living in Manhattan, which Manhattan is a lot more expensive compared to the outer boroughs like Brooklyn or Bronx, but I'm going from a 800 square foot, 1 bed, 1 bath apartment in LA, paying $3,600 all in with bills, moving to New York to a 410 square foot studio with utilities and with amenities. All in, I'm about $4,300 a month. That's just crazy.
If you live in California, average rent ranges from $2,800 to $3,200 a month.
Let me tell y'all how expensive it is to live in Washington. I'm in the medical field, right? Been in the medical field almost 10 years. And I can honestly say for the first time, I make pretty good money. I have 2 side businesses. I have an organizing business / cleaning business that I do. And I have an online store where I sell products. I don't have any kids. And I think it's still time for me to get a second job, a little part-time job.
Walking around Costco here and I'm noticing these prices. For example, these mattress lentils, $15.99. I bought those a year ago for $6.99. Let's look at what else we got going on here. Dang, this is the flour we were buying for $5.99 last year.
Moved to New York City. Could somebody tell me why this shit is $108? Let me show you what I got for $108. Look at this. I got like 5 food items, some like, oh my god. Are you kidding?
Higher prices are taking a toll. New government data shows Americans are saving less of their income than at any other time in the last 4 years. The personal savings rate dropped sharply to 2.6% in April. 1 year ago, it was twice that high. And typically in a healthy economy, that savings rate is around 6%. So this does suggest that people are dipping into their savings to help pay for essentials like gas and groceries as those prices spike. Overall, prices in the economy right now are going up at the fastest pace in 3 years. So the inflation rate is 3.8%. Importantly now, Americans' paychecks are not keeping up with inflation. So on average, wages are up 3.6% in the past year. We have seen consumer spending has been very resilient, but some major retailers are warning of those signs of stress. Costco just reported record-breaking sales of gas. Shoppers are looking for lower prices there, and Costco said that a lot of those sales are from shoppers who are coming there for the very first time.
How are people affording life right now? How are people tackling this cost of living on the average American salary? I just watched a TikTok of a teacher who makes a teacher's salary. I don't know what state she's in, so I don't know how much she makes, but her 1-bedroom apartment is $2,000. And when she spends $2,000 on that 1-bedroom apartment, it doesn't even come with a washer and dryer. So she has to go pay an additional $2 every time she wants to use their washer and dryer. Okay, like, how does that leave her any extra money to spend? And then she said she had a $400 car payment, which some people were bashing her on that. But in today's economy with interest rates, that's really not that bad. And I'm sure she needs a dependable car. So you talk about teacher's salary, $2,000 in rent, $400 car payment. You got insurance, you got groceries, electricity. Like, I don't understand how people are affording life right now, and it really makes me sad for some people. You have people who are like her. She's single, she has her own salary, or families where it just works out best for them for the mother to stay home. And if the father is just making an average American salary, how are they affording life without going in a bunch of debt? This lady who's a teacher started crying because she said she realizes on her salary and where she lives, she will actually end up in more debt.
People who are complaining that gas is expensive at $3.50. That is cheap. That is cheap. When I see a gas station with gas for $3.50, I think, oh my gosh, thank you, God, you love me. Do you know what I paid yesterday for gas in Los Angeles? $5.20.
And if you're a local, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Even if you want to pretend that Miami's great and oh, it's the best city, because I know a lot of you locals like to pretend that, but you see it. You see it when you're driving. You drive by houses, small little houses that have 5, 6, 7, 8 cars parked outside, because that's how many people are living there. Maybe even more, because some of them don't have cars. More people are living there than the number of cars that you see. You know that the shit's getting really stinky here. I have a colleague who's in her 50s. She works full time, 6 days a week. Her rent went up 30% in 1 year. She could not absorb that cost, so she had to move. And now, and she found like a little efficiency. If you don't know what that is, it's basically like a converted tool shed that she's living in a converted tool shed in the back of someone's property for super cheap. It's like a little tiny studio, tiny, like a bed and some shelves. That's what she's got now. A woman in her 50s who works 6 days a week full time and has done so for decades. But she can't afford to fucking live, and now she found out she has cancer. And we work in an industry where there's no PTO. There's no PTO. Yeah, there's no PTO. There's no politician saying that we should have PTO. There's no politician in hell saying that they shouldn't raise the rents 25, 30, 35% in 1 year. And that happened to me too. That happened to me too. My rent went up in 1 year 25%, and there's no way that I could absorb that cost. So I had to move from the apartments that I was living in close to the coast to move in with family so that I could just survive. And at that time, I was working 7 days a week, making well into the 6 figures. This was almost 3 years ago. I was making well into the 6 figures, and I had to move back in with family. That's the situation that we're living in right now. The only way that people can survive in Miami is either they have a ton of money Or if they're actually like working for a living, then they have to shack up with multiple roommates, not just one, multiple roommates. Or they have to shack in with family. And the ones that don't have that fall off the fucking grid, i.e. they become homeless, or they have to just leave the state and go find somewhere where they can live. If they're lucky. If they're fucking lucky. And so now when I see people like making these videos, all these creators that are like, oh, Miami, it's paradise. Look at me, look at me, look at me in my bag and my coffee or my shoes. Look at my car, bro. Look at my new car, bro. Yeah, all of those videos, keep making them. Keep making them, please. We want to know everything about your life, down to like what time you go to that coffee shop, where you park your car, right? So that we can figure out how much money you make, because when the shit hits the fan, you know, Miami was an interesting place in the 1980s, and
Today I'm gonna find out how much food this $100 can buy for my family in 2026. Here we go. I'm walking up now. I'm at Publix. First things first, I'm gonna get some bananas. These bananas are 65 cents per pound, so that's about $4.55. Next up are some apples. These are buy one, get one free. I should be able to get 2 bags for $6.19. Carrots are $3.09 each. 2 bags of celery, $2.49 each. The zucchini is $1 off, $3.99 for a pack. Squash as well, also $3.99. Broccoli, $2.99. Get some green beans for $2.99. Potatoes, they're on sale for $3.99 a bag, 5 pounds. It's a pretty good deal. We need some protein. It's $25.93. Eggs, it's $4.49 for 18 eggs. Some butter, $4.15 for 4 sticks. Pasta, they're all 16 ounces, so the shape doesn't really matter. Kids love these ones. I'm gonna get 3. Sauces, buy one, get one free, so I'm gonna get 2 of these. Next up, beans. These ones are buy one, get one free, so I'm gonna try 2 of these. Gallon of milk, $3.99. Spread is buy one, get one free, so I'm gonna get 2 of these. This should be right around $100. I'm ready to check out now. So the total was $100.83. I put $100 cash toward it. I came up 83 cents short, so I paid the rest on my debit card. Here's one last good look at everything I was able to get for $100 at Publix. When I did Uber Eats, it took me 6 hours and 30 minutes to make $100. With that being said, do you think what I was able to get at Publix for the price was worth it?
I don't understand. What happened to gas prices? 2 weeks ago, gas was $2, and today gas is $4. You guys, did gasoline go to college and come back with a master's degree in pricing? Oh my God! I came to get gas, and the pump is looking at me like a bank loan officer, asking questions like, "Say, are you ready for these financial decisions? What is going on here? Look at gas prices."
I don't know that the average American doesn't have any money left over, if but maybe $200 or $300 left after they get paid every 2 weeks or every month. Did y'all know that? I'm sorry, but that I literally feel like drive me to voluntary homelessness. I would volunteer to be homeless. There's no way they'd have me out here working for anybody and I can't live life after I pay bills. Y'all can have these bills back. Take the car, take the crib. You can have it. Listen, I'm going to be homeless on the streets before I dare. Because, see, the way I'm set up, my Father which art in heaven would never have that be my portion. That's not my portion. There's no way that paying bills and not having any money left over to really exist, that's not my portion. That's not my portion. And I feel like if that doesn't motivate you and inspire you to get out here and go make some money, make more money. See, the problem with us nowadays is not that we don't know how to make money. It's just that we need to make more money. Find ways to make more money. Stop making excuses. You need to be trying to be the president of the United States before you stop trying to find a new job. Listen, if you got to switch jobs every single 2 weeks, then that's what you got to do. May the best salary win. Thank you.
Families are getting squeezed from every direction as credit card debt hits an all-time high of $1.28 trillion, and the average new car payment crushes monthly budgets at over $700. Bills are piling up, savings are vanishing, and people are crashing out from pure financial frustration. The pressure is so intense that it's triggering a great migration, with entire families packing up and relocating to other states just to find an affordable zip code before things get completely out of hand. Keep watching to discover the exact strategies people are using to cope, cut costs, and fight back against this economic trap. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button one more time so you never miss an update on navigating this wild economy.